On these hills, farmers produce high-quality sencha. This is Hon-Yama Tea Garden. It is located along the deep, clean Abe River and is very famous for its high-quality sencha. Farmers here cover bushes with light shading cloths to encourage a sweetness to develop in the sencha. High-quality tea leaves are harvested by hand. Tea pickers carefully pluck one bud and a few leaves so as not to damage them. This process is time-consuming, resulting in each picker collecting about 10 kilos per day of tea leaves, resulting in only 2 kilos of finished tea. Now let's compare traditional and contemporary processing. The first step is to separate the leaves, either into a basket or into the machine. And the process begins very quickly with a steaming. This prevents tea leaves from oxidizing. Steaming is also responsible for the vivid green color we see in Japanese teas. The length of time depends on the type of tea being made. 30 to 45 seconds for a standard sencha, up to 100 to 130 seconds for a fukamushi sencha or deep steamed sencha. After the steaming, we begin to dry and roll and dry and roll. Traditionally done by hand, now machinery emulates that process. Continuing moving the leaf allows for the drying and rolling process. Traditionally, this was done by hand using charcoal, gas flames, and electric heaters. When done in a modernized factory, hot air is used to dry the leaves. As the moisture content is removed, the leaf begins to take the shape of a needle. A constant temperature of about 36 Celsius is maintained during this process of continual shaping, rolling, drying. Finally, the moisture content has been reduced to about 5%. At this point, we have created Aracha. Aracha is the semi-processed tea from which all teas are created. Let's take a look at what kind of jobs chasho or Japanese tea masters are doing. They provide consumers with good Japanese tea products all year round by blending tea leaves. Because Shizuoka is one of the main Japanese tea areas, chasho in Shizuoka can easily get a lot of aracha or semi-finished tea leaves. Based on their professional appraisal ability, they classify tea leaves into different grades. The purchased semi-finished tea leaves will be heated in the final stage. However, it depends on the characteristics and seasonal conditions of the tea leaves or preference of the customer. This is Shizuoka Tea Market. Tea leaves harvested in tea gardens from all over Japan come here. During the first and second flush season, tea leaves are brought into this market every day. Chasho carefully examines Adacha, the semi-finished tea leaves. They touch the Adacha, half-processed leaves, and carefully check the color and appearance of them. They also examine the aroma and flavor of each infusion of several tea lots. After deciding which tea they would like to buy, negotiation begins using the soraban, or Japanese abacus. Another way to buy Adacha, or semi-finished raw teas, is to deal with a broker. Each broker is familiar with several tea farmers. A good broker can be very helpful by determining which farmer's tea leaves meet the demands of the chasho. When a chasho is evaluating tea leaves, they will be looking for qualities such as a smooth, shiny leaf texture, a deep, rich blue-green color with a distinctive needle shape. The chasho will avoid flat, dull, light-colored older leaves because he knows only from a high-quality Adacha can he create a premium finished tea. Purchased semi-finished tea leaves are stored in the refrigerated or freezing warehouse to maintain their freshness. The next step is the finishing process. Now new technologies are employed in the Japanese tea industry to make high-quality Japanese tea products. The most important thing to achieve is uniform tea leaves. This requires multiple steps of sorting, cutting, separating, and sorting again. The chasho will employ various techniques using parallel sifters to remove thick leaves, rotary sifters to remove longer leaves, larger leaves are cut to size, and air blowers are used to remove tea dust from the leaves. Modern stem separators with advanced color sensors remove stems and stalks. Each step further defines the perfectly aligned tea leaves, resulting in a uniform tea leaf to be roasted. Classification of finely sorted tea leaves gives us products sold such as kuki-cha, kono-cha, and mei-cha. Each selected tea leaf category is dried and roasted to reduce the moisture content of the tea leaves to about 3%. This roasting process creates the unique scent in Japanese tea and enhances the flavor of the tea leaves. Various aspects such as the characteristics of the tea leaves as well as the weather conditions may affect the taste and flavor of the finished tea products. Managing this process closely is what defines the skills of the cha sho. The next step is called gogu-mi, or the blending process. Here the cha sho will blend different types of tea leaves or mix teas from different areas to create a unique taste and flavor of that combination. Genma-cha is produced in this process by adding roasted rice to tea leaves. Roasting and blending are done to meet the customer's requirements. Each cha sho will create his own unique and special blends based on his skills and experience. Finished tea leaves are put into bags with nitrogen to prevent oxidization and then packaged in cartons. Today, machines are used to fill the tea bags. Next, let's take a look at the covered tea gardens. Gyokuro and tencha for matcha are always grown under the shades. The tea gardens are covered with rice straw or dark synthetic mesh sheets for 2 to 3 weeks. Then pickers carefully pluck the tea leaf one by one. The color of the leaves of gyokuro and tencha for matcha is very deep green. They contain more umami or amino acid, the tasty components, than sencha. They smell like seaweed. It is called okika, or smell under the cover. It is really very pleasant. The production process for gyokuro is the same as it is for sencha. Next, let's discover the matcha making process. Sencha leaves receive a lot of sunshine. On the other hand, matcha gardens are covered by the shade for a few weeks. The shade reduces the rays of sunshine in the gardens. Under the shades, the tea leaves are growing upward, trying to reach the sunlight. The nutrition otherwise used to grow the leaves goes to the stems, so the leaves are very thin. This growing technique reduces astringency and keeps a lot of umami or good taste components in the tea. The harvest normally starts in early May. The leaves are vivid green and very soft and thin. Pickers pluck the leaves with care. To maintain the quality, farmers in Kyoto harvest only the first flush. In the matcha production process, the leaves are steamed and then, without being rolled, blown high into the air to dry their surface. Finally, they are cut into very small pieces to become tencha, or material for matcha. Tencha is stored in the refrigerator until summer ends, and then it is milled on the stone mill. The size of one particle of matcha is 5 to 10 micron. The stone mill produces only 40 grams of matcha per hour. This slow and methodical process is what creates a very soft matcha that is able to be whisked and dissolve completely in your tea bowl. Now let's take a look at hojicha. First, the leaves are sifted. Then tea leaves are exposed to heat to reduce the moisture from 5% to about 1%. By heating and then cooling, moisture is allowed to dissipate. Then the leaves are placed in a drum heater with small ceramic pieces. The temperature inside this heater is about 300 degrees Celsius. 30 seconds later, the leaves are removed and a wonderful aroma emerges. This roasting technique using ceramics is uniquely Japanese. Tea leaves, which are quickly roasted, have a sweet and toasty flavor. The way of tea was born from the marriage between a sense of Japanese beauty and the spirit of Zen. A serene Japanese tea room, the host selects calligraphy and flowers and places them in the alcove. Japanese tea is more than a beverage. It is an important part of traditional culture. The host skillfully adds matcha powder to the tea bowls, then perfectly heated water, and whisks into a delicious tea. Guests enjoy watching their host prepare matcha, and together they share the precious moment that will never again be the same. The various ways Japanese people drink and enjoy Japanese tea have been formed to the present ones during the past 1,000 years. Sencha. Having flavorful sencha with good friends will help to enhance your mindset, release stress, as it enriches your life. Japanese green tea is more than a beverage. It is a symbol of true friendship between people who are sharing the time and space together. Let us take a look at how to steep a cup of gyokuro. To enjoy gyokuro, savor the moment. Allow the tea to slowly roll over your tongue. The secret to making a cup of great gyokuro is to use cooler water and steep it longer. This ensures the bitter components are not released into the cup. First, pour hot water into the ho-hen pot. Then transfer the water from the ho-hen pot into the cups. This will cool the water and warm the cups, as well as measure the perfect amount of water needed. The amount of gyokuro needed for one serving is about 4 grams. 1 spoon is about 4 grams, so 3 spoonfuls equal about 12 grams and is the perfect amount for our 3 cups. Pour the water from the cups into the water cooler. When it has cooled to about 50 Celsius, pour the water into the ho-en pot and wait 2.5 to 3 minutes. To ensure the umami components of the gyokuro leaves are released as much as possible, the water temperature is adjusted to a very cool, so it does take longer for the steeping. 3 minutes have passed. Let's pour the tea into our cups. Pour a small amount into each cup in a round-robin style to allow each cup to be steeped equally. Gyokuro tea is very precious, so pour it into the cups to the very last drop. The same tea leaves in the pot can be steeped 2 to 3 times. So begin by filling your water cooler and then adding warmer water and shorter steeping times to each consecutive steeping. Next, I will show you the best way to steep a wonderful cup of sencha. First, pour the water directly into the cups to warm the cup and slightly cool the water. Sencha is the most popular Japanese green tea. It has a good balance of umami and astringency. Astringency is not bitterness, but rather a feeling in your mouth. Sencha has a refreshing, rich, and lingering aftertaste. High-quality sencha is cultivated when its leaves are young. We use larger teapots and cups compared to Gyokuro tea. 3 grams per serving is the proper amount of tea. 3 spoonfuls is equal to 9 grams, or the correct amount for our 3 cups of tea. Pour the cooled water from the cups into your Kusu teapot. Cover with the lid and wait 1.5 minutes. Pour sencha tea a little at a time into each cup in a round-robin fashion. That means pouring the tea starting with cup 1, then 2, then 3, and then again starting with 3, then 2, then 1. This practice is to ensure the steeping and quality of each cup is equal. Pour the tea into the cups to the very last drop. The very last drop. Sencha tea leaves can be steeped twice. The second steeping does not require you to warm the cups or cool the water, so fill your Kushu teapot with hot water directly. Now I would like to show you how to steep Genmatcha, Bancha, and Hogicha teas. Genmatcha is a blend of roasted rice and Bancha or sencha tea. It has a very warm, toasty taste. Bancha is made from large, mature tea leaves. It has a smooth, balanced taste. Hogicha is a roasted bancha or sometimes made using roasted tea stems. The color of Hogicha tea is a rich reddish brown with a slight nutty flavor. all three of these teas can be steeped in boiling water. For Genmatcha, Bancha, and Hojicha, we use large teacups and teapots, and they all three can be steeped using this method. First, place tea leaves in the teapot. 3 grams per serving is the proper amount. 5 servings would require 15 grams or 5 spoonfuls. Pour boiling water into the teapot. Use only enough water for the amount of cups of tea you wish to steep. Never fill the teapot with more water than you need for each steeping. Cover with the lid and allow a 30-second steeping. "30 seconds have passed. Let's pour our tea into our teacups in a round-robin fashion to the very last drop. On subsequent steepings, increase steeping time to your own taste. Finally, let us explore how to prepare good iced Japanese tea. Yes, many types of Japanese teas can be prepared and enjoyed cold as well as hot. Here we will use fukimushi-cha or deep steamed sencha as our example. When preparing for iced tea, we use 5 grams per serving. We need more tea because the ice in the cup will dilute the flavor of the tea as you are drinking it. Place the fukimushi-cha leaves in a teapot. Pour room temperature water. Cover with the lid and allow for a 10-minute steeping. 10 minutes have passed. Let's pour our tea over the ice in the cups using the round-robin method. This is a very easy way to enjoy good iced Japanese green tea.